For over 50 years, the Arizona Hemophilia Association has helped families and individuals better cope with having a chronic bleeding disorder. We are the only agency in the state of Arizona that serves those living with chronic bleeding disorders.
Hi, I'm Cindy Komar. I'm the Executive Director at the Arizona Hemophilia Association. I'd really like to take a few minutes to really dive into the programs and services that we provide to those living with chronic bleeding disorders. We really talk about speaking for the community, and when we say speak, we say support, prevent, education, advocacy, cure. We have support groups that help network these individuals together so that they can get to know other people who have bleeding disorders. It's not that common, so you might go through your whole life and not meet anyone else who has a bleeding disorder unless you have the opportunity to get together with other folks. And today we're actually here at Camp Honor, which we really consider Camp Honor to be what we take the most pride in.
Camp Honor stands for Hemophiliacs Overcoming New Obstacles Resourcefully.
This is kind of like a second home. It's not a camp. It's like you come here and you hang out with your family.
Since at school, no one can relate to what we do and know, but here at camp, everyone could do the same things that we can, and we also learn along the way about each other's disorders and how they work.
I had the best time of my life. I did archery, swimming, paintball, sports, all this fun stuff.
My mom would not let me get near a paintball gun or a rock wall. Now that I'm in good hands with this infirmary and our staff, she'll gain more trust, and now she takes me places, and it really helps a lot in your life, and I'm just very thankful for that.
These kids look forward to coming here because they know that they're going to have an experience where they'll be communal with the hemophilia community, and it doesn't stop at the end of camp. They stay in touch throughout the year, and so it's awesome to see that camp has kind of sparked this new family for them that they continue to gather around throughout the rest of the year.
Another is Camp HUG, which is Hemophiliacs Uniting Generations is what HUG stands for. And that's a family camp where we get families together because bleeding disorders affect the entire family. So this is an opportunity for families to bond together and also bond with other families and learn how to better cope with their bleeding disorder. We have Bleed Hers for women that have bleeding disorders. We have Blood Brotherhood for men who have bleeding disorders or men who are affected by bleeding disorders. We have Happy, which is for kids, and we kind of get these kids from camp and we get them together throughout the year. We have a teen program called EPIC, and it's for kids who are in the teen years that are really trying to learn how to transition from teen to adulthood. And all these are social groups to get together, network with each other, but we also provide an education component when they get together, along with something that's a lot of fun. And it gives them the opportunity to get to see each other throughout the year. We help prevent injuries and further medical damage by really trying to encourage people to be medically compliant with their treatment.
So when I first started at camp, we were only treating kids when they had bleeds. Now what you see is kids are treated prophylactically. So they're treated on a regular basis, so when they're participating in the activities, they've already been protected. So the likelihood of them having bleeds is much less.
We also educate families. We do it one-on-one, but we also have a huge annual statewide conference that we put together every summer, and it brings families together to network, but also we have great national educational speakers on bleeding disorders.
Another big part of the Health and Wellness Center is to teach self-infusion to our campers with bleeding disorders, and we've been doing that for multiple years, and I would say if you took a poll, most kids learned self-infusion at Camp Honor, and we're pretty proud of that.
Advocating on a state level is very, very important. We need to make sure our legislators know that we have these bleeding disorders and we need to have the health insurance coverage. So we go down to the Capitol once a year. We have Legislative Day where we have over 50 legislative appointments to all the state legislators where constituents go and meet with their legislators and explain about their medical condition, explain what their needs are.
And also their treatments that make them so normal now are so very expensive. And I think it's so important for them to make sure that they have access to their products. And by staying as a part of a community and advocating for their treatment, they will be able to continue having those products.
In addition to that, advocating to the insurance industry to make sure that you're getting the health insurance that you're supposed to get. advocating to the educational system to make sure your child or yourself is not being treated differently in the educational system. Advocacy is one of the most, if not the most important thing that we do to ensure that we have the insurance coverage in order to get the medical, so we have health care access. The last and very most important thing that we're trying to always do is to really search for a cure.
When I started in hemophilia, we always used to say a cure by the year 2000. We are a little closer, but we're still not there yet. I would really love in the next 20 years to see a cure come about.
We would love to see in 20, 30 years that there's a cure for bleeding disorders. And hemophilia is a good candidate for gene therapy, so we're always hopeful that we can move forward in moving toward a cure.
I think it's important to be aware of our community and stay active because it is such a small number of people who have hemophilia and bleeding disorders.
This community doesn't like to stay stagnant, and it's just not an acceptable thing for them to stay stagnant. So I know that as long as they continue that community, that they're going to be able to propel forward.